Those reports soon, but now to the gadgets in your home that are listening to every word you say. Sure, they can be handy, but the information is now being used in all sorts of ways. So how safe is the privacy of you and your family?
I think it's really scary.
Big Brother is always watching you, and it's watching you in ways that you haven't even dreamed of.
The future is here. We're talking to devices and they're talking back.
Alexa, turn on all the lights.
Okay.
Home assistants are basically adding an extra vulnerability into every home in Australia. They're constantly listening.
At Christmas, these gadgets were among the must-have presents, mostly because they're affordable. The basic models cost less than $40, and the most you'll spend on the top-of-the-range options is just over $200. They can tell you the weather, organise your schedule, play your music, and answer pretty much any question you can think of. But if one of these guys has just moved into your living room, you need to know your privacy rights. What exactly are these devices listening to, and where is that information going?
So I think there's a danger of you don't know who's listening to you out there.
Melbourne mum Simone is certainly concerned.
It is a little bit creepy. I mean, if anyone's going to eavesdrop on my kids, it's going to be me. And that's okay, it's all in the family.
You've got to wonder, could these devices be compromised by hackers?
The key question and concern is whether or not they can be exploited.
Fergus Hansen is the head of cyber policy at the Australian Security Policy Institute.
There have been examples where they've demonstrated that you can hack into, for example, an Amazon Echo, and these have been reported to Amazon and fixed, but every piece of equipment has vulnerabilities and can be exploited ultimately if enough resources are thrown at it.
In the US state of Oregon, a woman's Amazon Echo recorded a late-night private conversation with her husband and sent it to his employee.
They have absolutely no right to listen and record my conversations and randomly send them to people in my address book. I mean, it's unheard of.
We also know the data may be used in other ways. In New Hampshire, a judge in a double murder trial has ordered Amazon to provide all recordings from a device which was sitting on the kitchen bench while the grisly crime was being committed.
Police have the speaker, and now the judge is telling Amazon to turn over the recordings.
Alexa could be the crucial witness needed to secure a conviction.
Alexa is taking account of what's going on in your house in addition to responding to your demands and commands.
The concern people have is that these devices are listening all the time, because they essentially are listening all the time, waiting for that one command, be it for Alexa or for Google.
Hey Google. Saying, hey Google or Alexa will trigger the device, which will begin recording everything it hears. It then uses the internet to answer your question or fulfill your request. Tech expert Trevor Long.
Once it hears that trigger word, it's sending everything it hears up to the cloud.
It's a win-win. We get the convenience, but the manufacturers, Amazon and Google, gain unparalleled insights into our habits.
So are these home assistants really designed to help you? Or is it more about helping the multi-billion-dollar companies which created them?
Well, I think these devices are really aimed at trying to help the companies build a better profile of you to better sell you products and serve you products.
We know both Amazon and Google are sniffing around the prospect of using the Home Assistant data to sell you products. Google has filed patents which could see future devices try and sell you cold and flu medications if the gadgets record you coughing or sneezing. If you have a look at Amazon Alexa's terms and conditions, you'll find your interactions may be stored on international servers, and that third-party service providers have access to your personal information so they can better perform their functions. Amazon and Google told ACA trust is of the utmost importance, and their devices are built with privacy in mind. Both companies denied on-camera interviews, but that didn't stop ACA from trying. Hey Google, what's your privacy policy? Give it to us straight.
You can read Google's privacy policy at google.com/policies/privacy.
What do you do with all these recordings?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Is that good enough, Google? Oh, she's gone quiet. Google Home and Amazon Home Assistant devices have mute buttons, which turns the microphone off so they can't hear anything. You can also delete your stored conversations and recordings by using the company's apps on your phone or by going online. Lecturer in socio-technical studies at Griffith University, Dr. David Tuffley says there's no reason to be concerned, mainly because these big companies need customers to trust them in order to continue succeeding. Leaking private data or allowing their devices to be compromised would be a PR nightmare.
They'd be risking billions, if not trillions of dollars into the future if they did that. So they're going to be very, very careful about keeping that data safe.
Of course, there's another listening device which knows far more about us, and we carry it around pretty much everywhere we go. I'm talking about our smartphones. Isn't that right, Siri?
I'm listening.
But when it comes to Home Assistants, if you want that little bit of extra privacy, maybe it's best to every now and then switch off and unplug.